Good afternoon, everybody. I trust that you are well. Here with the post-trade feedback on Britannic Opportunities Limited that I received from Investec. You will note that they mentioned that they were able to trade on more favorable terms than was initially marketed in the prospectus. And that is with regards to the traded cap level. It was marketed at 118.5%, and they traded on 118.75%, so 0.25% higher that was initially marketed. The equity option provider was unknown to us in the prospectus. Here you can see that Goldman Sachs provided the equity option. Everything else is exactly the same as marketed in the prospectus. The weightings to the three indices are exactly the same. The 200% participation is the same. The term is 3.8 months. The exit averaging at the end of the investment period is the last 3 months. And the trade size was unknown. Here we can see that they traded $74.7 million, which is the equivalent to just over R1 billion. If we have a look at what was our initial strike levels for the three indices, you will note the S&P 500 was on 2,976.61 points. The Eurostoxx 50 was on 3,480.18 points. And the Nikkei 225 was on 21,466.99 points. So just in summary, the features of the new offering: you've got 100% principal preservation in US dollars. That is linked to First Rand and ABSA unsecured US dollar subordinate debt. You've got a minimum guaranteed return of 3% in dollars plus your initial capital. And then as far as the upside is concerned, which are linked to these indices, you get 2 times the growth, whatever the basket performance is, between 3 and 18.75% from the initial levels. And this basically resulted in the maximum return increasing from 34 to 34.5% that you can make over the 3.8 years. And this equates to an internal rate of return of 8.19% per annum in dollars, net of all costs. And as marketed in the prospectus, Investec provides daily liquidity on the share. If you have a look at where can you get access to the daily pricing or the fun fact sheet, you can click on these links and save it on your desktop. It gives you access to Praxis's website. They have the monthly fun fact sheets there and also the daily pricing. Alternatively, you can load this ticker code on your Bloomberg app on your phone or your tablet. It will also give you the daily price of the share. The daily price of the share is then the daily price of the bond plus the daily value of the call option plus whatever cash is sitting in Britannic at the time. If you're a new investor, you can expect your confirmation letter, which will be posted to us in the next 10 working days. And if you're a new investor, you can stop watching here. If you're an existing investor that has been in Britannic over the last 5 years, you can have a look at these 2 attachments. The first one is just a fun fact sheet as you know it, but what Investec wanted to point out here is that even though the maximum return was supposed to be only 38%, we ended up receiving 38.19%. And that is due to the fact that there was some expenditure that was provided for in 2014 of 0.5%, and not all the money was used. So there was some surplus cash sitting in the bank. Hence, they issued £1.87 rebate to each shareholder. So the 1,380 was the maximum per share. This is now increased to 1,381.87 per share. If we have a look at the other attachment, what I just wanted to illustrate here was that the yellow line is basically Britannic's performance, and the blue the blue line or the white line that it's got the blue shading is basically the FTSE 100's performance. So all that I wanted to point out here is if you were an investor in Britannic, not only was your share worth more than the underlying index run about 80 or 90% of the time, but you had 100% downside protection here. Whereas if you invested directly in the index, you would have had no downside protection. And of course, you had the luxury of daily liquidity, so you could have sold anywhere on this yellow line. And the same will be applicable on phase 2. The white line will just be a combination of the three indices, being the S&P 500, the Eurostoxx 50, and the Nikkei 225. And that is about it. If you have any further questions or anything that's you want to query or something that doesn't make sense to you, please do not hesitate to contact me. Have a great day further. Thank you. Bye.